Now, he became an internet sensation during lockdown as the nation's PE teacher. But in his latest documentary, Joe Wicks is taking on a new challenge, shining a light on the ultra-processed food industry. Well, he clearly feels very strongly about it. Please welcome Joe Wicks.
Nice to see you,
Joe. I have to say, the most unhealthy health bar and the word Joe Wicks do not seem to go together. So this is the health bar. It's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
So on the front, well, interesting, very interesting. On the front, killer. Now, that could be killer, it could be great.
Yeah.
Chocolate orange protein bar, yum. Contains 200+ health nutritional benefits, protein, high fibre, low salt. Contains 27 vitamins and minerals, Joe Wicks says.
All the good stuff,
and then on the back, still says killer, but now it says deathly protein bar. Excessive consumption may increase risk of diarrhoea, cancer, stroke, early death. Do not eat this bar.
Yeah, this has caused a lot of controversy.
Yes,
what do you think of it? It's quite provocative, isn't it?
Very.
It is, but I've also seen the controversy that it's caused as well.
Did you see the documentary, the full film yet?
No, I haven't seen the full film.
So a lot of people obviously, they think it's just about protein bars. The documentary really is about the ultra-processed food system. This is like a vehicle to talk about it, discuss it. I could have done children's cereal, children's breakfast, lunchbox snacks, could have been anything, but I'm in the fitness space, I wanted to focus on this. And obviously, this is an example of a product that can be manufactured basically with loads of additives, chemicals, sweeteners, and ingredients that aren't really whole foods, but label it as a health food. And so we've been tricked into thinking that, this is better than a chocolate bar. But, what I really want is just honest labelling. So the whole documentary is about putting pressure on the government to be clear about this. And so these warning signs here look quite bold and provocative, but these are used in South America, in some countries in South America, and it's been shown to, reduce the consumption of these foods. And we have to work towards that because so much of our diet is coming from ultra-processed foods.
But everything you've put in, because this is actually for sale. So this was you wanted to do this kind of experiment and make people sit up and here we are talking about it. But everything in this bar, you've gone to the legal limit of all the bad stuff you've said that you can put in it.
It's completely legal.
Anybody could produce something.
You can sell it, and it's completely legal. It's not like we're selling thousands of these bars. This is about, creating awareness, and people that are buying it, it's more of like it's like a piece of art, it's something, it does say, do not eat this bar, and so people are sometimes getting to sort of demonstrate and, talk to their, people at the gym, whatever it may be.
In another protein bar that we could just go and buy to eat, are there a lot of those ingredients in those protein bars that you say were being sold as an alternative to a meal?
Yeah, very similar, very similar to most products on the market, and it's just basically a table full of white powders, right? It's chemicals, it's additives, but again, I don't want to just focus on protein bars, this conversation is bigger than that.
Yeah.
And, it's the fact that there's the argument and the pushback is it's about moderation, it's about balance, right? The thing is with that, if 20% of our diet was coming from ultra-processed foods, like these things, we wouldn't have this conversation. Up to 80% of a child's diet in the UK, on low-income families especially, is coming from ultra-processed foods. And we know now the science and the evidence is gathering to say that, diet-related disease is killing us. We're dying younger. There's more cases of cancer in younger people and all these other things like, stroke, dementia, mental health, depression, anxiety. And we have to look at our food. And
absolutely.
It's not about blaming or putting pressure on the consumer. It's about the government and the food companies that are manufacturing. Let's be honest about the ingredients,
Why won't they do it, though? Sorry, Nadia.
And I think it's just so outrageous, because we've been talking about this over many years, haven't we? So I actually love this idea. I think it's brilliant, because I think we can all get weary of trying to make these people understand that actually we are sick and tired of people having this pushed on them, this kind of thing pushed on them. And the thing is, you look at so many other countries, you look at France, you look at Spain, look at most other countries, they would be horrified for their children to eat processed, highly
China,
processed
where they
food,
eat so
plastic cheese, really highly chemical, lots of sugar. They'll take fat out and then they'll put loads of sugar because you've got to have the hit.
I don't know how many years ago when we were first working
15, 20 years. Yeah, we've made so many documentaries about... This is great. I love this. This is great. But I've made documentaries about children's cereal, what's in them, 5 a day, labelling. And you constantly put this pressure and say, look, this is not acceptable to the government, and nothing ever happens.
Jamie Oliver.
The food, because the food lobby get going.
It's so
a big
powerful,
industry. It's very powerful. They've got very big lawyers, etc., etc. So, I wish you luck with it, but that, I think, is the modern disgrace of our country. And a lot of people say, oh, well, it's up to the parents. Well, there's an element of that, as to what goes into your child's mouth. There's an element of that, but let's help parents out by not putting stuff on the front that's all the good stuff and hiding all the bad stuff on the back. You've got to have an ology every time you go around the supermarket and your glasses to read the small print of what's in there.
And the truth is, you know, I agree, it is getting worse and we're in a really poor state of health. And the fact is, you know, we are the second largest consumer of ultra-processed foods in the UK.
We are.
After the US, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, if we don't talk about this, and I know it's very emotive, it's triggering, it's quite hard to talk about foods and accept that the diet we're eating could increase the risk of cancers and stroke and dementia. Like, no one wants to hear that, but if we don't talk about it and
but they need to hear it, though.
Yeah, we need to hear it.
But we need to.
Because exercise isn't enough, you know.
No, it isn't.
And look, you know, we can do thousands of...
I haven't seen your doc. I've seen bits of it. Did you actually get to a government minister? Because they don't like doing programmes like this because they have to answer very difficult questions.
Yeah, we didn't actually... Well, so at the end, there was this sort of conclusion, but we didn't manage to get time with, you know, the Health Minister or the Prime Minister
This
themselves.
is what they need to do.
If you had an elevator pitch, Joe, what would the elevator pitch be to the government of what we need to change in that?
Well, it's all profit, you know. When these food companies are so powerful and it's purely driven on profit over health, you know, and the labelling and the misleading sort of information can be confusing. We need to put... I think health warnings are step one. I think having, you know, supermarkets make, you know, more offers on, like, real foods and make it more accessible, because I think there's that thing of cost of living and cost of food is so challenging, and I think the marketing around it...
processed food is so expensive.
I just want to ask you, you said
you
didn't get, because we're running out of time, and I just want to see what you think about this. We approached the Food and Drink Federation, and they didn't come back to us for a comment. The Department of Health did come back to us. They said this government is taking action to tackle the obesity crisis by restricting advertising on junk food on TV and online. We are also bringing in a modernised food nutrient scoring system that could reduce childhood obesity cases by nearly 170,000, and funding new research on the health impacts of ultra-processed foods. What would you say to that?
They're all positive steps in the right direction. I think it's such a big, complex issue. I think they're going to... Like, the warning signs is step one, you know, tackling the market and, you know, the kind of promotion. It's not just on TV, it's online, it's everywhere, isn't it? It's on bus stops. You can't avoid it. And that's what I've learned in this documentary, the process of understanding it. We're hunted down and targeted by these foods so much throughout the day that it makes it really hard to be healthy in this current environment. So
they've just put one on my station, on my platform. They've just put this massive, big vending
billboard.
machine. I thought,
vending machine.
But why? Why? You know, this
They've got them in hospitals.
It's so
it's
infuriating. And the power is with the people. We just have to stop buying this stuff, because with so many things, our government aren't helping us out.
Yeah.
Well, listen...
Love that.
Joe's documentary is called Licence to Kill. It aired on Monday on Channel 4, but you can still catch it on Channel 4 catch-up. It's such a big topic, Joe. I'm sure we'll see you again and talk more.
Thank you,
and we
Ruth.
wish you
Thanks for having
luck
me.
with everything you're doing. Joe Wicks, everybody.
Brilliant.